gentlemen.
Let's rock.
This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes. Welcome into the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show. That place where you can text in on the FanStream Sports text line, 214-937-0569. The Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show, because I'm Colby Sapp, and this guy is IndyCarTim. What's going on, Tim?
Colby, my Rangers and baseball pants are going crazy today.
Man, the baseball pants are all over the place. Many of them have been shucked off.
Yeah.
And just removed, and just baseball pantsless is happening.
Man, I look, I'm not going to lie. I did watch the final out last night against the Orioles pantsless.
Okay.
But it's mainly because it was late and I was ready to go to bed.
Right. You were already, in bed, and you're like, man, it's already there.
Well, I was in the living room watching, but
okay.
I was pantsless. I still had my socks on. I had my underoos on, and I still had my shirt on because I still had kids running around the house, even though they're like teenagers.
Right.
But, yeah, and I tell you what, there's no other way I would have wanted to watch that last out than with no pants on. Maybe other than with someone I love.
Right.
But you weren't available, so.
Oh, well, I'm scared to respond. That's just I'm scared to respond. So, Yes, we will be getting into a lot of baseball talk and a lot of excited baseball talk, as we are currently watching the Houston Astros play those Minnesota Twins in Minnesota, and the game's tied 1-1. So if you catch us glancing up, excited or not excited, it's probably due to the game that we are watching. But we do have plenty to get into. I do have a short fire or a small round in my mystery shotgun to fire off in just a second, so we will get to that. But I have a question for you that are out there.
That's y'all.
And it's a question that's been bugging me since Tuesday. Not Monday. It's been bugging me since Monday, and I would have talked about it on Monday, but we failed to have a show, and we do apologize.
Right.
I'm at the gym Monday, and I asked him about this question, and he seemed to have an answer, but I don't believe his answer.
Uh-oh.
So
3-1 Disastros.
Damn it. So I'm exiting the gym Monday. I'm walking out. Some other strange things happened in the gym, but not worth talking about. But this is the question, and it leads to the question. I'm walking out, and there's a lady that's walking in to the gym, and she is built like a gymnast.
Yep.
Black lady.
Okay. With a capital B.
And she's walking in as I'm walking out, and so I open the door. She walks in, says thank you. And of course, I had my headphones on, so I just nodded because I'm pretty sure she said thank you, because she looked at me and mouthed something. It wasn't like, fuck off, I can get it myself. That was too many words. So I just figured it was cordial.
You sure it wasn't?
No, I'm pretty sure. I
Wasn't
mean,
that?
like leagues, way out of any league.
Gotcha.
Like just keep face forward.
So she's in the majors and you're still down in the rookie A league.
There's no reason. There's no reason. So as I'm entering the now, because it's got the double door situation, right?
Yep.
Where you close the door and now you're in like the entrance foyer or whatever.
Yep.
Just called it fancy foyer. So I'm there and it hits me. I smell Hawaiian Tropic suntan lotion.
Brand specific. Okay.
Oh, it could have been some other, but you know how the very specific, it wasn't like sunblock or anything like that.
Okay.
It's a difference. This was suntan lotion.
Okay.
And my immediate thought was, wait, what?
Were you confused?
I was very confused.
So we talked about this a little bit.
So because the only, and it was, I noticed it was there from wafting off of her. So
you're sure it was from her?
So my brain broke. And look, in case you're watching or listening to this audio wise and you've never looked at my Facebook or you've never seen me whatsoever, I am white. If you couldn't tell that from just hearing me talk, okay, cool. You just don't hear color. That's fine. I'm with you.
What would that sound like?
I'm with you, man. You've ever been so high you could hear orange?
Oh, I haven't.
Okay.
I feel like I'm missing out now.
But so now my question is that a thing? Like, was she on her? Because we have tanning booths at my gym.
Okay.
Was she on her way to go tan? And is that a thing?
Colby, that's
I don't know. Obviously, I'm asking the question.
I've known a number of women of color in my life.
Okay. Right.
And I've known some intimately. And one of them tanned quite often. She wasn't so much the super dark skin, but she wasn't what I would call light skinned either.
Okay.
And there were tan lines when she was unclothed.
Okay.
And I kind of asked the same thing. I'm like, really? She's like, what? She's like, we tan. I know what you're thinking. We tan. I was like, okay, that's all I needed to know. So, like, I don't know if Tyreek Hill could get a tan, if you know what I mean. If y'all know what Tyreek Hill looks like.
Okay.
But certainly someone like, I don't know, who's a hot young, I'm going to go Vanessa Williams for lack of a more familiar, younger, more recent name.
All right.
I mean, she was Miss America way back in the day.
Okay.
And she's still attractive at like 60. But yeah, I would think someone like that could totally tan just as like you and I could.
All right. Well, I just needed to.
But clearly she needs to wash herself off afterwards if she's still going around smelling like Tropic Thunder.
She was probably headed in. Like I said, we had tanning booths there.
Oh, she was on her way in.
She was on her way in. I was on my way out.
Dude, would you do that? Would you apply the suntan lotion before you even go to the gym?
I don't know, Tim.
I feel like we're burying the lead.
That's the lead?
That she put it on at the house and then drove to the gym wearing it.
I mean, it didn't smell bad. What are you thinking?
Well, it's going to get all over stuff. It's going to get on your clothes. It's going to get on your car seats.
Man, I wasn't questioning that part. I don't care. It just threw me back.
It would all be jarring for sure.
It threw my brain to the side, and then it's like, wait, I don't know things.
I've never been here before.
I need to acquire knowledge. I don't know. So Tim gave me that story. Guys, if you have more information, either tweet at me or I just my brain just stopped for a second and it's like, wait, what? It's like that time that I read this meme, and for half a second my brain goes, wait, what? And the meme was like, so the sun's really bright, right? And the sun's what makes the earth bright, right? Then why isn't space bright? And for a little bit, my brain goes, wait, really? What? And then of course it's like atmosphere, you ass. But there for a second, I was like, yeah, why? Why
think
isn't
about
that?
it.
Why isn't it just bright all over the place if the sun's that bright?
Huh.
So it needs something to reflect off of. But yeah, so I mean, there's an answer, obviously, but my brain just didn't know it for a second. So
interesting.
So there you are. You
had to go through the file cabinet.
Oh, well, that file cabinet was empty. I was needing somebody to put answers into the file cabinet. It wasn't locked. It wasn't just like broken. It was empty.
It was a jar.
There was no information in that jar whatsoever. So there
Huh.
you go. So if you wouldn't mind for a second firing up a little music so we can get this out of the way. Yes. Welcome in to Colby Sapp's mini mystery shotgun. I am, of course, Colby Sapp, along with Pod Racer Tim. Got a little information as it's being broken on the internet.
Internets.
And this is from the One Take News is throwing this out there.
Seems legitimate.
Actually, yeah, they're usually pretty good.
Okay.
And what they're throwing out there is that Marvel Studios has let go of all of the writers and directors involved with Daredevil Born Again. So the series that we're waiting on for Matt Murdock to be, permanently spawned into, he was on She-Hulk, but to be permanently into the MCU with his own intro is delayed. So after the writer's strike is over with, Marvel said, okay, bye guys.
Starting over, huh?
We'll see you later. And insight to that, one of the reasons why is because the outline of it, and I guess I can go ahead and tell you it's not a big spoiler because they're going to rewrite this, so this isn't probably what's going to happen. The storyline involved was Kingpin was on his way to, or was going to become mayor of New York. And after failing to rescue Foggy, which is Matt Murdock, Daredevil's best friend, after failing to rescue him, and basically they're killing off Foggy.
Right.
Matt Murdock was going to hang up the horns and not be Daredevil. So like the first 4 episodes of the series was just going to be him doing lawyer things.
Oh, like a normal dude.
And then while, Kingpin is corrupting like the New York police and such like that, and basically using the Punisher's symbol to, forward police brutality and such like that, and get away with things by just blaming it on Punisher, which was going to drag John Bernthal's Punisher into the story.
Okay.
Because I told you he was going to be a part of this. That was the story they were going to go with. The problem is that Star Wars is doing really, really good with their Disney Plus stuff. Marvel's not feeling the same.
Oh.
And so they are doing away with their shorter seasons to try and add more story and to get more interest into it. Because they were just doing like 6 episodes max, right? Daredevil was going to be, I believe, 18 episodes, but it was only going to be 6 episodes, then a break, and then it'll be like season 2, but it's still part of the same season,
right?
And then 6 more. And so they're kind of doing away with that because they don't have time to build characters and do this to get them into their new MCU. So they're going to go about it a different way, which that's smart. I like that. As long as with that, we don't get the filler episodes that it feels like some of the shows did, even with their being so short and only being 6 episodes. Is like, well, we didn't really need episode 4. We could have done without that all.
Like we had some of those in She-Hulk,
right? I didn't feel that.
I feel like there's one, and there's probably at least one of those in the what was the John Cena one? Peacemaker, yeah.
Peacemaker was DC. That's a different.
Well, I know. I'm just talking about filler episodes, though.
Right. Peacemaker, they can do whatever they want to with it.
Everybody's gonna watch it.
Yeah, because it's awesome. So they're going to redo a lot of things that I just got through telling you, which of course means that Daredevil Born Again, if they get to doing the storyline differently, it may end up even with a different title, because Born Again is obviously he stops being Daredevil and then he's born again.
Right.
Because he has to go stop these things from happening.
I thought maybe he converted to Christianity.
Well, he's already Catholic. So.
Oh yeah, but if he converted,
I mean, that's Catholic is.
Catholic's its own thing. I wouldn't call Catholics Christians.
I don't think. That may be just your own little personal little blah blah blah.
Then I'm right.
in your own little personal bubble.
That I'm right.
You're
Catholics.
You're being dumb now. So, but there you go. There is that. Just a little mini thing. There is a change now in the MCU. They will be having longer seasons with these characters. And if you're waiting on Daredevil Born Again to just be fired right up, well,
It's not working.
you're going to have to wait a little longer. And real tiny note, Deadpool 3 says it's on par for its release date, which is the beginning of next year. Don't hold your breath. Just don't hold your breath. It's probably going to be the fall of next year or maybe even the year after by the time we actually get to see that movie.
By then, nobody's going to remember who Deadpool is.
Everybody will remember who Deadpool is. That's a good thing. So there you go. That's this episode of your Mystery Shotgun, which is my Mystery Shotgun. That's the reason why it's called Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun.
It's like a Mystery Shotgun Daily Blitz right there.
Yep. Just had to get that out.
You could call it a Marvel Daily Blitz. You could probably do those, couldn't you?
I could.
I thought of that.
I mean, I could do, yeah. We could just do those. I could probably do those like once a day.
That'd be awesome. Content.
No,
Content is king.
So, Tim, now that we've reached this segment,
Yes,
I can
sir.
now ask you, what day is it today?
I'm really glad you asked, Colby.
Mm-hmm.
As we get our cool new graphics up here on the screen, if I can find them. So, Colby, today is October 11th. It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
The weirdly spelled Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. This is when you get wedded.
And I think I figured out why your girl was at the gym.
Okay.
I've narrowed it down. I was figuring, why isn't she working? She should be at work.
I wasn't at work.
But you don't work.
I mean, I do work.
No, I figured out why, Colby.
Why is that?
Because today is Black Girl Day Off Day.
Okay.
So if you're a black girl, you should have taken the day off today and put on some suntan lotion and gone to Colby's gym.
To
Confuse the hell out of them.
To go tan, which
I want to go to your gym, man. I want to see this chick.
I've never seen her before until that day.
Huh.
So there.
Maybe she's nude. Nude? What's the word I'm looking for? Nude?
New?
She might be nude. Colby, it is National Coming Out Day for those of you who subscribe to that and need a day for that.
I mean,
Today should have been your day.
Just, you know what? You don't need a day for that. You need to go ahead. I mean, I guess
They have one.
They don't, but to be the actual day to wait for that day?
I mean, I know what you're saying. I'm just trying to.
It
I
should
guess-
be, it should just be, I mean, I don't
I
know.
get it. You should do it when you're comfortable. I get
Exactly.
it. But if they want to dictate there's a day to wait for and convince you, then here you go. It's today. So you still got a few hours left to come out, Colby.
I'm already, what? I don't know how to answer that.
Colby, it is National Pet Obesity Day.
So if you got a big fat pussy or a big fat dog,
If you have the first thing that Colby said, 214-937-0569. Go ahead and text your number over and I'll be in contact shortly, or go ahead and tweet me at Twitter or the X at IndyCarTim. I would love to speak with you. But just that first thing that he said.
my cat Cena's pretty big.
Colby, it's National Sausage Pizza Day.
Wait, in case Cena's listening.
Great. Colby talks to his cat.
That's my cat talk.
So weird. Cat talk's so weird. It is Emergency Nurses Day.
Man, you end up in the ER, and I always have the luck of the draw of catching either the male nurse or that's the nicest person in the effing world. Just
I feel like those are the only two that exist in there, like both ends of the spectrum, right?
right.
The bitchiest of bitches or the absolute nicest person you'll ever meet.
And they probably have to work together. And I don't know how the nice person stays nice if the other person is an ass all the time.
Yeah.
But I always end up with, and I wish I could just remember names just now.
Yep.
But you know, it's usually when you're in the ER for yourself, you don't remember jack.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's always just and you can see the other people they're having to deal with, and you're like, oh my God, how do you stay nice?
What if it's all a game and they're both like very nice people, but they switch off? Like every time someone comes in, okay, you're the bitch right now. I'm going to be the nice one.
Right. See, I don't meet the bitch person.
Like, how great would that be?
Or they just have a person to go deal with those other people. Wait, we've got somebody being super annoying. Go get Pam.
They lock them in a utility closet until they're ready for them to come out, and it just makes them meaner.
And then Pam just kicks in the door and be like, all right.
I'd like to apologize to all Pams out there for being stereotyped by Colby.
I was just thinking of Pam Grier and how she's usually mean in the movie she's in.
Dude, she was hot back in the day, too. Speaking of those ones we were talking about earlier that need tans.
Female nurses.
It's Pamela Grier is Jackie Brown. Colby, it's International Top Spinning Day.
You ever spin a top?
I love tops.
I was more of a Donruss guy.
Of course you were. Not going anywhere with it.
Nope.
We'll just let that soak in for everybody.
That was more of the joke for like the not the lower but the upper deck.
Okay, I'll for that.
Should I take a bow, man?
We'll go ahead and rim job you for that. Colby, it is National Bring Your Teddy Bear to School Day.
Do you have a animal?
So for me, I didn't have like an animal. I had a Zebedee.
Is that like a go-kart but bigger?
I had a Zebedee, Colby. So Zebedee
Odyssey
was the Burger King mascot way back in the day. I don't know if that was his actual name or if that's just what I named him.
Okay.
But it was like a stuffed, and it wasn't 3D or anything. It was just like a picture on whatever it was made out of, and then you turn it around and it's the back of them, and it's like just sewn together and stuffed in the middle.
Uh-huh.
I don't even remember when or how I got it, but it was the freaking Burger King mascot. Probably, it's probably smaller than I think now, but at the time it seemed pretty big because I was tiny. And dude, I can. So I had that for a long time, and then I had a Grover from Sesame Street. So I was in the hospital in second grade with double pneumonia for 3 or 4 weeks, and somebody brought me a freaking stuffed Grover from Sesame Street. So then I had that with me
right
until like middle school. I think finally I just dumped it and said, I'm moving on finally. I got chicks now. I don't need Grover or Zebedee.
I didn't ever have a like stuffed. I mean, I had stuffed animals that were like passed down because sister was 11 years older than me, so there were stuffed animals, and then you'd end up at Six Flags and you'd win something or whatever. But my thing growing up was I had a green Tonka wagon.
Yep.
That went with me everywhere. It was like my introduction to backpacks, even though I never got into backpacks. Even like in school, I hated my backpack altogether. But that trailer is just like, as a kid, I just take that everywhere and just put whatever the hell in it. The only other thing that I had was I had the red pillowcase and the blue pillowcase.
Oh, like the red pill and the blue pill.
And those were, no matter like what happened, I had to still have those. By the way, I still have the blue pillowcase. The red one got obliterated by a washing and drying mishap.
Oh no!
Somebody tried to wash and dry my pillowcases that I've had since forever.
Is anybody we know?
No, actually.
Okay, good.
No.
Well, good.
She knows who she is.
Colby, it is also National Curves Day.
Like the cologne? Curve?
Is there a cologne called Curve?
It's a parfum?
No, because according to the picture here, we are talking about women of size. Celebrate the day and your curves with confidence, Colby, regardless of your style. So if you're fat, go dress however you want and go out in public today. Only today, though.
Every day. Go ahead.
No, they have a day for that now.
No, I mean, they shouldn't have a day.
I mean, I don't go out in public.
Hey, you know what? All ladies need loving.
Fat chicks need love too, Colby.
So.
Man, here's the biggest coincidence that ever existed.
Oh, dear.
Colby, today, do you remember what we were talking about last Wednesday?
Man, I can't remember what I ate for
When I was
dinner.
discussing the disease that makes a dude's thing bend one way or the other.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Colby, today is National Peyronie's Disease Awareness Day.
So, you know what? We were just preparing you.
We were.
In case you didn't know about pepperoni disease of your penis.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's when it goes in a different direction than where you're aiming at.
I got pepperoni penis.
Sounds like a size issue.
Does.
I mean, if it's not a sliced pepperoni, you're doing all right.
Vienna sausage?
I mean, no, like the actual, like, big before it's sliced pepperoni, right?
Those are big, aren't they?
By the way, coming up in news and notes, we have a cucumber reference that's going to go along with this.
You guys need to stay tuned for that. It's going to be worth the payoff here. Colby's also National Kim or Kimberly Day.
So, if you were like Kardashians, this is their day?
Apparently, if you're Kim or Kimberly Kardashian. By the way, Chloe's the hot one, right?
I don't even know anymore.
I think Chloe's the one that's O.J. Simpson's daughter in real life.
I don't even know anymore.
It is also National Stop Bullying Day.
Wait, let me rephrase what I just said. I don't think I've ever known to know right now.
Oh, I know enough about him to know what the hot one. Everyone thinks Kim's the hot one, but I think I like Chloe.
Okay.
I'll pull up pictures and show you later. So National Stop Bullying Day today, Colby. What if I don't want to stop bullying?
Right. Well, somebody go tell,
Make me stop bullying. You don't like me bullying you? Bully me back.
I do wish we still had the ability to just tell the kids just to go punch that dude in the face.
Do we not?
We don't really know.
That's what I've told my kids.
That's what I've told my kids too, but you're not supposed to say that out loud.
My kids are bigger than everybody else now, so they don't really have to deal with that. How about National Take Your Parents to Lunch Day? That would be extremely difficult for me. I mean, I could take lunch to my parents.
Right.
In a doggy bag and dump it out on the ground on top of them. That's the closest I could come to that.
Just thinking about maybe your kids taking you out to lunch.
Yeah, right. Like that'll ever happen.
I mean, you said your kid bought you lunch one time.
He did. He had DoorDash delivered. It was awesome.
Mm.
How about Southern Food Heritage Day?
Favorite, like, Southern food, I don't know, just go with a dish. Like, your thing, you love this thing, it's awesome. You have to pick one.
And without really rolling through the Rolodex of Southern foods in my brain, I'm going chicken fried steak, collard greens, and mashed potatoes as my meal right there.
Is your meal? You know what? I'm down with a chicken fried steak, especially if you go ahead and go with the gravy. I love that.
Yes, with the gravy.
The collard greens, man, it's a toss-up between that and the cream peas, which is a real East Texas thing.
I like cream peas.
That, and, man, it's stewed potatoes or mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Either one's really good, but you know what? That fresh jalapeno cornbread on the side of all of that is what makes the whole thing work.
Slice open the cornbread, put a huge slab of butter in between them, and let it melt, and then just scarf down. And I'm all on board with that.
Do you hot sauce your gravy and stuff?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Hells yeah. Either Crystal's Louisiana hot sauce. I like Texas Pete's.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pretty much do anything other than Tabasco, but I'll do that as a last resort if that's all that's
Do that as a
available.
last resort. Let me open your mind to something real quick. And you may have done this already. If not, you need to try this. Instead of going with your classic hot sauce, make you some homemade salsa and put it on top of that gravy.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
Oh, it's a game changer.
I've been wanting to make my own homemade salsa for other things, for chips, obviously, and to put on my breakfast, on my eggs, on my breakfast. We do a lot of breakfast tacos.
You do either just a regular salsa or, a molcajete salsa where you actually got to get out and do all the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be on board with that.
I'm hungry now.
I am too. Let's order out or order in, whatever they say.
Just need a stove. All right. So now it is time for me to go through all the things, all the people that were born today, the things that were born today. I don't know
We
where
can do
I
that
am.
too. We can do that.
All the people that were born today and find all the, no, it's this. And find the people that are famous enough to make my list and then offer that list to you guys for us to find out who is the good person,
Just shortening out on you?
the bad person, and the ugly person. Yes, it is shorting out on me. So starting off today, we are going to El Duque. Orlando Hernandez is 58 years old, Tim.
Remember his brother's name?
No.
His brother that was here before him? Levon Hernandez.
I now remember his
Yeah.
name. I now remember who that is. I didn't. I do now.
I had to think about when you said El Duque. I had to wait. Was that Orlando or Levon? But that was the Yankee or Orlando.
So there you are. Steve Young turned 62 years old today.
Former Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Mm-hmm.
Former, forgot who he played for in the old USFL. And then, of course, San Francisco 49ers.
That's right.
Where he got that monkey off his back finally, Colby, in 95, the 95 Super Bowl against the Chargers.
Yeah. Of course, against that team, there was pretty much anybody was going to get the monkey off their back.
That could have been Elvis Gerback.
Could have been.
Or Brock Purdy.
Oh, you weren't going to go other almost great 49er
Alex Smith.
quarterbacks that end up going. I mean, everybody that was a 49ers quarterback went to the Chiefs after that.
That's right.
Steve Bono.
Yep, Steve Bono. Oh,
So,
God.
The other guy in Boondock Saints, Sean Patrick Flannery, turns 58 years old today.
I don't know he was in that.
Yep. He's the other guy.
I've never seen it.
And that displeases my soul.
I knew it would. I might never see it just because of that.
Displeases my soul. Well, you know what? I will never, ever watch Raising Arizona.
You're already not going to watch it.
You know, we might can movie trade on that. If you
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I will if you will.
I don't know if I like that.
We could cross streams a little bit.
I don't know if I like the idea that you just threw out that.
No?
I mean, I liked how I presented it. I hated how you presented it.
Are we going mudding, Colby?
No. I'm never going to be in a track that you just was.
No?
Mm-mm.
All right. We'll see. You'll come around.
Emily Deschanel turns 47. Des Channel.
Death Channel. So where would I know her fine work from?
I figured you would know her fine work.
Maybe I do. Emily Deschanel.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, that's Zoe's sister.
Yeah, she was. Hold on, wait.
Yeah,
I know the show. I know the show. I can't remember it.
Yeah, she's the ugly one.
She's not the ugly one, but
She's uglier than Zoe.
tell me the show she's in.
Bones
That's right.
with the dude from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes, which I can't remember his name. He was Angel. I
He
remember
was
that.
Angel in Buffy the Vampire Slacker.
We
What's
have
his name? Damn it.
We have plenty of wrestlers, by the way, that's born today. And starting off the wrestling list is one Ricochet, turns 35 years old today.
We're just going wrestling names, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna know who they are anyway.
You won't know that guy, but he is really good at what he does. He's a high flyer.
Okay.
So, and yeah, you would probably love to see Ricochet highlights.
Oh, okay.
Things he pulls off is pretty damn amazing. Dusty Rhodes passed away in 2015.
I know that one. David Boreanaz, by the way, was the name of that dude. Dusty Rhodes.
So that's Dustin and Cody's dad.
Didn't he play guitar for Ozzy?
No, that's a
That
different.
was Randy Rhodes.
That's a Randy.
How old is Dusty?
He passed away in 2015.
Oh, did I know that?
You
Stay hard, Dusty.
You should have. Used to walk out to the ring in black trunks with the yellow polka dots.
Okay.
So, but still, he'd walk out there like that, and it was a total badass.
Even in the polka dots. Nobody's gonna mess with him.
No. Joan Cusack, almost said John, turned 61 years old today.
Now she's older than John, right?
I believe so.
I think that's the older sister. Both of them are pretty good, though.
The Joan and John.
You never saw Gross Point Blank, did you?
That had Bruce Willis in it, didn't it?
No, had
Okay,
Dan Aykroyd in it,
Oh, then no.
and Joan and John Cusack. Dude, you would enjoy Gross Point Blank. I'm telling you, even as it's kind of a dark comedy.
You sure it didn't have Bruce Willis in it?
No.
Okay.
What are you thinking of?
I don't know. Something about him being a hired assassin, but it was also a comedy. And I thought,
No, that's Red.
No, not Red.
Oh, you're thinking of The Whole 9 Yards with Matthew Perry.
Maybe that's it.
Is what you're thinking of. But no, this was really good. You'd enjoy it. You'd enjoy the whole premise and everything behind it.
Rikishi turned 58 years old today.
I'm not even going to pretend to know how to spell that.
He's basically the reason why you have the bloodline. He's part of that same family.
Okay.
So like your Usos and such like that. Yeah, Rikishi's. And his big move, because he had a giant ass.
I can relate.
And he wore a like a sumo getup. So like it would go into, so he's out there in a giant man thong, and he would deliver stink faces to people. They'd be like in the corner sitting down, and he would just back it up and just rub his ass right in their face.
Like the stink face you gave me before the show?
No, that was just a fart.
Dude, that was lasted for a minute.
It did.
Like
Well,
a legit minute.
like I didn't know. Like I thought it was just going to be a quick, and it had a trailer with it, and it's
And then all the babies came out after it.
right. I mean, it was all gas, but
And then I tried to battle you back and some stuff came out.
yeah, he tried to put up his personal defense system and shit himself.
Yeah, I need to wipe again.
Yeah. TJ Watt turns 29 years old.
The less talented younger brother of JJ.
I don't know about less talented.
He's got nothing. He's got a big bag of nothing.
Mm.
And then what's the other brother? JJ, TJ, and BJ?
Yes.
Dude, it should be BJ, right?
It should be, but it's probably not.
TJ, KJ, AJ. Could be any of them.
It could be.
They should have been. The oldest should be AJ. The middle one should be BJ. And the youngest should be CJ.
Should be, but that's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta have more kids so I can make that happen.
Don't say that out loud.
Who wants to have babies with me?
Mm-mm.
I'm not shooting blanks, Colby. Not yet.
Michelle Trachtenberg turns 38 years old today.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, you probably want to look her up.
She's how old?
38.
Oh, probably won't want to look her up. She's too old.
I don't know about all that.
Michelle.
Trachten. Yeah.
What was she in?
She was in
I've never seen her before.
wait, you would have seen her in one of those stupid comedy movies where people almost get naked.
Oh, she was also in Buffy the Vampire Slacker.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I saw Euro Trip.
Yes, that's where I remember her from.
Gossip Girl.
I don't remember that.
I might have seen her before.
Rhett
I mean, I wouldn't kick her out of bed.
McLaughlin
Who's this?
is the link or the Rhett and Link, the YouTube show.
Don't know anything about it.
Oh my God, really?
No.
Huh.
I don't watch YouTube unless it's funny videos of like squirrels water
Rhett
skiing.
and Link is worth checking out.
What kind of show is it?
It's a show where they a lot of times they like put restaurants against each other or foods against each other and like rank them and all that, but they do it pretty funny. They do it with a lot of funny lines and stuff. These guys are actually pretty funny.
We should do that.
So yeah, no, check out the show. I think it's one of those where I caught like the kids watching it, and the next thing I know, I'm watching it, and then I'm watching episodes just by myself because like, dude, this is pretty funny.
Right.
So he's part of that. Rhea Ripley turns 27 years old today.
Rhea Ripley.
She's the Australian and the she's in the WWE and the current women's heavyweight champion right now.
Rhea,
RHEA.
Oh.
She'll be one of the first ones that popped up.
Oh, I know that girl.
Yeah.
She scares me.
Yeah, but like in a good way, right?
Why don't she get her real name's better? Demi Bennett? Demi Bennett's way hotter than Rhea Ripley.
The WWE, dude. They give names so that if you leave, Adam
can't take it with you.
Yep. Luke Perry passed away in 2019.
What do you ever do?
I mean, he rode that bull that one time in that movie.
For 8 seconds.
Mm-hmm. And Cardi B is 31.
What'd she ever do?
Wrote that song about vaginas.
All right, Colby, this one's way super easy for me. I've already got them. You ready?
Yeah.
We don't have time for Facebook. So my good, Joni Cusack.
Okay.
No contest. Like no one else was in consideration for good. My bad, there were lots, but I got to go with the most recent, Cardi B. She's horrible. She's a horrible person.
Okay.
Has horrible music, horrible lyrics, and she could also have been ugly. But for my ugly, Colby, Emily Deschanel, because she's not Zoe.
Huh. So my good is the Dusty Rhodes. I got to go with that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So my bad is I'm just going to go with Steve Young because
49er.
F him.
Kind of ugly too, right?
And my ugly. You know what? I got to go over Rikishi, Joan Cusack.
Yep. No argument.
So there you are.
She's not fun to look at, but she's fun.
So there you go. There's my good, bad, and ugly, everybody.
There you go.
So coming up next, we are going to do a little Rangers report, and then we're going to get into some Cowboys sadness. So we're going to be happy.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that. We were going to preview the Chargers. But I guess we can talk a little bit about it.
Well, it's going to be sadness trying to get to the Chargers, Tim.
Let's focus on the Rangers to make us happy.
Or we're going to do that. We're going to do that next, right here on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs, right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case. Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done by actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. You know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life, man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business, or, you know, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal, or, you know, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new Fan Stream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Well, Tim's not here to operate all the things that need to be operated in order to get the screen back. I don't actually know how to do that, but I will tell you that it's time for our sports report and all the things that go along with it. I mean, I could just do my own thing and not even talk sports right now. I could talk about all the things that interest me. I tried to do that in the intro, but you know, I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm right here.
I mean, you wasn't.
He's right here. How did I mistime that so bad?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Things happen. People
I'm
happen.
going to need a minute to catch my breath.
You go right ahead.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Colby Sapp. Coming at you on a Wednesday. Live from the DSP Media Podcast Studios here in North Dallas. Watching, Minnesota's coming back on the Houston.
Uh-huh.
Houston just got a run. It is 3-2. Disastros, bottom of the sixth, one out. The 3-2 count. Uh-oh, he hit it deep. He hit it far. It's in the air. It's caught. I'd be the worst baseball announcer.
Be the worst baseball announcer.
That's what I want to do my whole life, Colby. I want to do baseball. Have you seen my baseball?
So it is time to get into a little bit of how we were feeling and what's going on with your Texas Rangers as we get into a little bit of this sports report.
Sports. Colby, are you happy?
I am.
I'm happy too about the Rangers.
I am super excited. Now, albeit known, most of the time during conversations, when baseball is to be talked, I don't really look like I'm carrying a whole lot of interest.
You never look like you're interested in anything.
In the baseball. I will tell you this. I have been your baseball fan, I mean, for a long ass time. Texas Rangers fan. What has defeated me in current seasons has been the lack of being able to watch it on my TV. It has. It's kind of defeated me. And to the point to where I fought back by going, you know what? I'll just catch the recaps.
Yeah.
I'll just catch the recaps on YouTube. And it's because I don't want to give that particular company any money because of, basically Whether they're doing it but just cause or whatever, if they had the right idea, I don't even care. You limited my ability to watch baseball.
Yep.
And so because of that and because of that choice, I don't want you to continue to have baseball. I would like for you to go away. Now, that being said, I've had conversations with people that scream that they are Texas Rangers fans, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So when did you become a Texas Ranger fan? And they'll be like, man, and they'll start bringing up names and they're about my same age.
Sure.
And like the farthest they'll go back is like, oh, I remember when Hank Blaylock came up.
Josh Hamilton.
And I'm like, wait.
That's as far back as you go?
What? And I'll just start naming off Rangers that was and just watch the question mark form over their head.
Yep.
Like, yeah, well, what about Scott Coolbaugh? What about Royce Clayton? I don't know. Dean Palmer.
Greatest Rangers third baseman of all time.
Until his bicep crawled up into his shoulder.
God, that was painful to watch.
Oil Can Boyd. You remember Oil Can Boyd?
Fergie Jenkins. How about Nolan Ryan?
That would have been out. You know what? That would have been the one to just. That's a giveaway.
Yeah.
You don't have to say Charlie Huff.
Yeah.
You don't have to say Gino Petralli. You don't have to say any of those names.
Yeah.
And you know what? After all that being said, I'm okay with it. I need everybody to be on the bandwagon.
Don Slott.
Oh, the former Pirate.
Yeah. They got bashed in the face and broke his skull with a fastball once.
So, and of course, I also brought up guys from other teams to him, and then just more question marks. Like I said, Alan Trammell, and they're like, who?
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
No, and of course, I'm like you, man. I've been a long time Rangers fan, and we've been through it all. Around since 1972. I was 1. We didn't even live in Dallas yet, but my Rangers interest came into existence as soon as I learned about the Rangers. I don't even remember how far back it goes. I don't remember how old I was, how young I was. I can't remember the first time I watched a Rangers game or the first time I went to a Rangers game at the old Arlington Stadium. I just know that I've been rooting and cheering, and I remember falling asleep at night with my grandfather's transistor radio next to my pillow, listening to the guys call the game because I wanted to listen to the game, especially on the old West Coast trips.
I remember my first Rangers game.
Really?
I do. I remember it. And my dad, it was because we didn't live up here.
Yeah.
We lived in Athens.
Yeah.
And so a company trip, we got to come up. We got to come up to the big Metroplex, which was exciting.
Yeah.
Because the only time we came up here was either for that or that one time every couple of years we went to like Six Flags or whatever, right? So on our way up and go to the stadium that still had it was a night game, thank God.
Yeah.
Because the seats would just would burn the center of your ass until you couldn't sit down any longer.
Because there was no wind.
There was no wind, and it was just benches. So
steel benches,
literal
bleachers.
But I remember sitting. We were in the like the third base side, but up a little bit, and I was watching this thing called baseball, and I was mesmerized. Especially because that was the night that Oddibe McDowell hit the cycle.
Wow.
My first ever baseball
I remember that game. I was watching that game.
My first ever game. And I thought that's just how baseball went.
That's the way baseball go.
That's the way baseball go. And to be following this thing for that long and then get to this spot. Because let me remind all of you that are super excited. This wasn't supposed to be. This wasn't the year. This was the start of the uprising. This isn't when everything comes together. Like, CY knew that the bully's not fixed.
Yeah.
That we've got people on the way.
Yeah.
And, you've got somebody that, even though Tavares is on fire right now, you've got somebody that's supposed to take his spot and make the lineup that much better.
Even better.
Which right now, I mean, with the way Leote's playing, I don't know.
I hope if we got better than what Leote's doing right now, it's going to be awesome.
So, but Boch is pushing some buttons. That Heaney, Dunning put together, let's just get it done. That was masterful.
Did you hear the big news for the ALCS?
Is it that we got some guys coming back, Tim?
Scherzer will be available for the ALCS.
Yeah. And now you're a baseball guy. I know that you saw him in the dugout. Looked like a effing caged animal.
Dude, I was so happy to see that because a lot of times you get these journeymen, and he kind of is at this point, you know. He's a gun for hire. And you get traded, especially, and maybe you don't want to be there. And yeah, he's going to be excited to go to the postseason.
Right.
Dude, that was not just excited to go to the postseason. That was excited to be in the postseason with his guys, with those guys in that dugout, and for that manager. And man, he was going bonkers.
Just insane. Just
I loved seeing that. Colby, you want to relive some of last night?
Let's do it.
We got some videos here.
By the way, before we get to the videos, and you'll see this in the videos. Shout out to the effing fans.
Yeah, they showed up.
Boy, that was amazing.
We heard our guys from Tampa Bay, Colby. I was on with JP yesterday, and then today they were talking about it, about what an embarrassment the Rangers are making of the Tampa Bay fans. You know, and I said, by the way, our stadium's 20 miles from Dallas, 20 miles from Fort Worth, the two biggest metropolitan areas, the two biggest cities.
Right.
We would have sold out a 3:00 postseason game. Traffic or no traffic, I don't care how far you got to go. And there'd have been kids there because they'd have taken them out of school like you're supposed to do for a postseason game.
Damn right.
So anyway, let's take a look. So Colby, I got a couple of different videos here. I've got one that was from somebody in the stadium of the final pitch and the final out. Then we're going to relive the TV moment, the broadcast. And then I have a special treat because I didn't get to hear it live because I was watching TV. Eric Nadell's call on radio of it. So let's take a listen. Not safe as fireworks, though.
Nobody cares, Tim.
Anarchy. So there's your from inside the stadium. Let's take a quick look at the TV broadcast for those of you that missed it. And even if you didn't, I want to watch it again.
All right.
And the Texas Rangers are going to the championship series.
How excited Josh Young is. Like a little kid out there.
I mean, he's a rookie.
Look at the dejection. By the way, the Orioles won 102 games this year.
Number one seed.
The number one seed. The Rays won 99 games this year.
The number 2 seed.
Bruce Bochy's club sweeps the 101-win Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, sorry, 101.
Hot stretch at the right time. And for the first time since 2011, the Rangers are going to play in the American League Championship Series. If you think about it.
So there is some significance here, and I didn't put this on the screen, but I'll read it here. As Texas Rangers PR department issued this last night after the win. The 2023 Rangers are the 10th team in Major League Baseball history to go undefeated in a postseason series of 3 or more games versus an opponent with 100 or more regular season wins. Texas is also the first team in Major League Baseball history to sweep 2 teams with a combined 200 or more regular season wins in a single postseason. So they're making history here. And keep in mind, this was their first postseason win, obviously, at the Globe.
Right.
The Tampa Bay Rays still have more postseason wins in Ranger Stadium than they do, but we'll fix that here pretty soon. Another interesting tidbit here from Rangers PR. After winning 101 games and never being swept in the regular season, the Orioles were not swept in a single series the whole season. The Orioles lost 3 in a row to the Rangers. Last night, the Rangers beat the Orioles 7-1 in the best of 5 to move on to the ALCS, where they'll meet either the Astros or the Twins. So 2 pretty historical things there. And I tell you what, man, the country is shocked at the Rangers. I was listening. I might have gone to the internet today and listened to some Baltimore radio, sports radio out there.
Oh, yeah?
And
because you like sadness?
Oh, I love hearing the other teams just like, I want to know what they're saying about our team, right?
Right.
Everybody was like, who the hell are the Rangers? We let the Rangers beat us? Like, what is this? And then, the hosts would obviously be like, dude, they're good. They just swept the Rays. And now look what they did to us after winning over 100 games and blah, blah, blah. The hosts were sticking up for us, obviously. But, dude, nobody in the country is like, because nobody remembers 12 and 13 years ago now when they were in the World Series.
Right.
I barely remember that. I've kind of blocked it out. But so, dude, this is exciting. So let's listen to Eric Nadell's call, though. Because you and I are both huge Nadell fans.
Damn right.
We're glad he's back in the booth. Let's take a listen.
The Rangers won the first game 3-2, the second game 11-8. It's 7-1 now. Leclerc set. He delivers. He struck him out swinging. And the Rangers have swept the Orioles in the division series. Hello, ALCS, starting Sunday. Jose Leclerc is mobbed in front of the mound as the Rangers stream out of the dugout. 7-1, the final score tonight. We'll be back with the happy totals after this on the Louisiana Hot Sauce Rangers Radio Network.
And now I want some Louisiana hot sauce.
Yeah, let the crowd run for a little bit and then complete the story. Nadell, classic work by him, of course. I do have questions.
Okay.
Jose Leclerc. What?
Where'd he come from?
What happened? I mean, was closer, then couldn't close a phone book. And those are things that used to have all the numbers written in.
For those youngins out there.
That you would go to because you didn't have like a directory or anything on your phone.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even question it.
So, but yeah, you couldn't close the door on anything. And now he's walking out there and just, I mean, there was nothing to it. And it was one of the situations where Leclerc has troubles.
Yeah.
You had a big lead. You could play with the strike zone.
Yep.
And he was nails. So the only question mark I have now is Chappie. I have questions when he goes out there.
We got through the first 1 or 2 batters fine.
Yeah.
In the 8th.
Then he couldn't strike. He throw a strike.
He couldn't find the plate. They had to send Leclerc out there to get the final out of the 8th inning and then go the 3 in the 9th. But dude, you know what? It worked.
I mean, it worked. It's just every time like you go to the bully, I'm ready for it to fail.
Yeah.
I'm ready for, and it's not, because somebody's over there pushing buttons. And it's Mad Dog and it's Boach.
Man, I don't know if you watched, because I don't remember at what point during the broadcast after the game was over they showed it, but did you get to see Chris Young up in the suite with his kid and his girl, his wife? Dude, that smile was from ear to ear.
Well, I mean, okay. Let's talk about Chris Young for a little bit. He's going to get a lot of credit for what this team is doing, and deservedly so. But that guy that we used to love to roll through the mud around here, and one John Daniels, some of this is his work.
A little bit.
Some of it is.
By the way, did you know that he works for the Rays organization now?
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, and I meant to bring that up during the series, but we didn't get a chance because it didn't last.
Right.
No, and I'll give John Daniels all the credit he deserves. This is Chris Young's team, though.
It is Chris Young's team, but going to CY and saying, all right, you realize he grew up a Rangers fan.
Yeah.
Then got to play for the Rangers a little bit.
Yep.
And now it's come back and he's built this for us, along with himself, as Rangers fans. So if you're, and I don't think you need to be, but if you're looking for something else there of baseball finally being right here in Texas, there's your other thing.
Yeah.
Is your boy that done good come back and is doing good for the Texas Rangers?
And I tell you this, if John Daniels was still the GM of the Rangers, Bruce Bochy would not be here.
Well, no, because Chris Young went and got Boch. Well,
number one, John Daniels never would have went after Bruce Bochy.
Right.
That wasn't his thing. That wasn't the coach. He wanted coaches like Chris Woodward.
Right.
John, who do we have right before Woodward?
Bannister.
I already forgot. Yeah, Jeff Bannister, Ron Washington, guys that had never coached before, had never been managers before. That was just what he did. He went looking for younger talent.
Right.
And fresh talent on successful teams, but guys that had never done it before. And I was elated when they announced Bochy was coming to Texas because we finally got a guy with some skins on the walls. We got a guy that's been around the block. And all he is baseball, man. You just look at the guy and listen to him talk. That's all you can think of is baseball. That and beef is what's for dinner.
That's what goes through your mind every time.
That's all I hear, man.
There's beef.
Stupid beef commercials.
There was a cow. Beef. No, I mean, I get it. And to go back, I understood the reason why John Daniels went after those, because he was successful with his first try in that realm.
He was
going out and get Warsh.
Yep.
He was successful there. I understand that. Some of this that's happening now, though, I wonder how much it was Chris Young talking ownership into, look, we got to do this. We got to do this right. If I'm here, we got to do, and somehow able to talk them into farther than what, John Daniels was able to, because it was always explained to me that the team was had tight purse strings,
right? That
wasn't going to go after it.
The wallet was closed.
Yeah. You couldn't go do things. And that's how it was issued to me. And all of a sudden, Chris Young comes along and the wallet's open. We can go spend.
And he did.
And you sure did. And now you look at some of the things you went out to go get. You're looking at DeGrom. Okay. Well, that kind of went about as far as what we thought.
Yeah, we all anticipated that.
And you look at the other, the pitchers that you went after, and you're like, except for Evaldi, for the most part, you're like, oh. But then you got Montgomery and Trey.
Mm-hmm.
And now your whole rotation is basically based on them, and depending on
Scherzer in the trade,
what you got Scherzer, and you're hoping to see something out of him. Actually, with him, I'm really hoping you end up making it to the World Series, and he's ripping and ready to go there. I question how much you can get out of Scherzer this next series.
Man, I've got all the faith in CY. If CY puts him out there and says he's ready to go, who am I to question Chris Young?
No, you're right.
And even, I don't think Scherzer would do that to himself. I don't think Scherzer would say, I'm ready to go pitch if he wasn't absolutely ready.
I mean, I'm sure he's ready to go pitch, but what I'm worried about is, when Evaldi was coming back and he was on a 30 pitch count, and then he was on you can't do that.
No.
I mean, I guess you could. They did that with Heaney and Dunning and all that, and you just add Scherzer to the mix, but if he's not right, then how, because if you're going up against the Houston Astros and you're missing your spot a little bit,
You're going to pay for it.
These guys are going to hit ball because and let's just throw this out there. We're not saying that the Minnesota Twins aren't going to win this series. We're just looking at what you're going up against, and we know with the Houston Astros what you'll get. You get very patient hitters.
Twins have 8 outs left, by the way.
You get very patient hitters. You have starters, which, by the way, for the most part, it seems like when the Rangers are on, no matter what starter they throw out there, except for maybe Verlander, you're going to be able to hit them. And right now, it feels like the Rangers are on.
If it's not one guy, it's somebody else. Everybody's picking it up.
Right. By the way, how big was that low home run there?
Yeah.
Just to get that bat going.
Yeah.
Because if that bat's going, especially with how good effing Carter is right now. But you're talking about going up against the Astros. They are basically the Texas Rangers as far as if you were looking at the starters. There you go. You've got, Scherzer, Verlander. Then you've got your other guys that are really, really, really good. Where they have the Rangers at is their bully's also pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Right now, of course, you can't say much about the Rangers bully. It's doing pretty good too. I mean, go look at the scores that they allowed throughout this streak. They're not allowing many across the board. And when the one game they allowed a pretty good bit, it's also because they scored enough for 3 or 4 games in a row.
Yeah, that 8 spot they allowed to the Orioles, they countered with 11. So
yeah. So, but tough as everything. I do have to ask you, Tim. I know we're super excited. We're giddy. I asked you this in the pre-show, and I'm going to ask you this with a microphone in front of your face. Houston or Minnesota?
I will answer with a microphone in front of my face the same way I answered without the microphone and when I only had the beer in front of my face. Rangers fan Tim wants the Twins because I know of the troubles that the Rangers have had with the Disastros recently.
Haven't had good success against the Twins, by the way. During that awful series that you had against the Astros, you lost 2 of 3 against the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, I'm aware, but I feel like that's more of a fluke and more of where the team was at the time, not the fact that the Twins own the Rangers. I feel like mentally and not that this carries over to the postseason, but man, I feel like kind of like San Francisco's kind of in the Cowboys' heads. I kind of feel like the Astros are a little bit in some of the Rangers' heads. But as a Major League Baseball fan of the playoffs, I'd rather see a Rangers-Astros series.
The only thing that stops me from just right off the top of the bat going, give me Houston all day long, is the fact that if this thing ends, like if it ends and you're going up against Minnesota and you end up not going to the World Series, it'll sting, but it won't be that bad.
Right.
If it ends and you lose this thing versus the Astros, it's going to piss me off.
Yeah.
And it's going to make the whole season, which, by the way, tastes great right now.
Yeah.
It's going to make it suck.
And they're going to hold that over our heads all of next season, whether they win the series or not. They're God, I hate Houston so much. I hate everything about Houston. The Astros, the fans, the traffic, the weather, the roads, everything.
I do believe, and I'm not trying to be super homer here, but there's not a worse fandom in sports. Well, there's 2 that are pretty bad. But you know what? One of them's actually kind of picking up a little bit of style and not being so bad anymore.
Which one's that?
Out of the 2 that I think are the worst fandoms in sports, one of them is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Which I think they're actually starting to not be such a bad people anymore.
Who are you?
And the Houston Astros fan.
They're the worst.
I think they're the worst fandom. And it's because for the most part, through most things, they act like the little brother of stuff. But this one's now got them like they're the little brother with one giant arm, right? And it's just it'd be fine.
Yeah.
It'd be fine if little brother was like going out and kicking ass. But the fact that they just sit around and they just go, look, we're kicking ass. And
I hate it so much.
just most of them live up here because nobody can stand to live in Houston.
Yeah, y'all quit moving up here.
Stay there if you love the Astros that much. Anyway.
Colby, we won't have time for Cowboys talk. Thank God.
I had some things.
I know, but we got to get our break in. Well, actually, we got about 4 minutes. If you want to talk Cowboys, we got guests coming on for our picks.
Okay.
We got to be on time for them. So let's get into it for 4 minutes.
So I wanted to get into this just a little bit because I know everybody's super upset with the Dallas Cowboys, and I feel your pain. I also feel like they went in there and tried to be bullies for a second, and they got hit in the head by a bigger bully. I feel like that as far as the 49ers game is concerned, that I got sold a false bill of goods. I feel like that the team's a bunch of pretenders, and that this thing just isn't as good as what I was sold. And I apologize to all y'all that feel like I sold that to you, because that's how I felt going into it. But as that's all being said, I want to go look at what I was harping on after the Arizona game real quick. And that is, I don't think our coaches are as good as what we are been made to believe that they are. I just don't. From Dan Quinn to Mike McCarthy, I am now at the point to where there's obvious flaws. Now, maybe they'll get it fixed. But I saw a defense that was leaving every receiver available for Brock Purdy open, and whether it was schemed open or whatever, but you obviously knew what was about to happen because it's the 49ers and that's what they do.
Right.
And you had nothing to stop them whatsoever. It was atrocious defensively. And that should have been one of your calling cards, because we've had questions about the offense, but we didn't really have questions about the defense. And you didn't show up. Offensively, I know everybody wants to lay this at the feet of Dak Prescott, and deservedly so, because I know a lot of you super hate Dak Prescott and you blame all the offensive woes on him. But I want to let you know, I went and I looked, because I was pissed too. I was super pissed, and I was ready to jump on the everybody sucks. By the way, they do. Bandwagon that's got a Cowboys helmet on. And I looked at the coaches film, the all 22. And let me tell you something. I don't know what those routes were, and I'm sure they were planned, and I'm sure they ran the exact routes they were supposed to. But San Francisco also knew the exact routes and what was happening and what was going on, because there was nobody open. Nobody open whatsoever. CD was open a few times, and of course, Turpin was open that one time. But
that one time,
CD, like I said, was open a few times, but it was to the point where Dak couldn't get him the ball. And so I now, the only thing I can say to this is I remember when that was the option and everything was closing down, and the offensive line was still trying to gather itself, or was great at run blocking, but wasn't good. By the way, Tony Pollard is down a whole yard average this season than he was last season. So your running game sucks. So if you're depending on being a heavy run game, you need to figure that F out. I mean, what the hell? But also, Dak Prescott, in those situations when option one was covered, option two was covered, and things closing down, he'd take off running. He's not doing that anymore. And I don't know if he was told to or whatever, but that's how because Patrick Mahomes does that. All your other quarterbacks do that are being successful right now.
Jalen Hurts even does that.
When it's not open, go get you 2, go get you 3, go get you 5. Whatever you can get, go get that. Go get some yards and get down. And somebody needs to let Dak go ahead and do that again. Because right now, as this offense is running, it needs to change, or it needs to be figured out, or somebody needs to go back to the drawing board. Because that offense that I saw on that coach's tape, if I was a coach, I would be stupefied that that's my game plan that I went in there with.
Yeah.
I would lose my effing mind. And so I don't know what, besides running, what else Dak can do with that particular offense, because you're talented on your offense. You've got good running backs. You've got good wide receivers. You got good tight ends, and you've got a good quarterback. But you've somehow mixed-matched that all together and made stupid shit happen on the field that was disgusting and that was awful. And if it's a repeat against the Chargers, I may be out and see what the Mavericks are doing and not even care about football the rest of the season.
Yeah, and real quickly before we head to break, before we get into our picks here, we were all impressed with the Cowboys offense and the Cowboys defense over the first, 4 games, really. I know we had the Cardinals snafu, which doesn't seem like a snafu now. It seems like it's probably who they are against the Cardinals. But you had huge wins and huge points totals against the Giants, who we thought were good at first because they were a playoff team last year. They suck. The Jets, who we thought were going to be a playoff team this year. Not maybe because of Aaron Rodgers, because of their defense. The Jets suck.
Yeah.
Then you had the Cardinals. Then you had the Patriots.
By the way, we're about to fire Bill Belichick.
Yeah, that's not happening. Put 38 up on the Patriots, and you should have because they suck. So you're really good against the teams that suck.
Oh, yeah, you can go in and bully.
But you're bad against the teams better than you.
That's
and you know what? Fixed. I'm not going to say that San Francisco's a little better than the Cowboys. San Francisco's a lot better than the Cowboys.
San Francisco's right now a lot better than everybody else in the NFL.
And the Eagles
not even close.
Are a lot better than the Cowboys right now.
I'm going to hold my breath on that one.
I'm not. You know who else is better than the Cowboys? Almost everybody else in the league. The Rams are better than the Cowboys. The Seahawks are better than the Cowboys. The Cardinals are better than the Cowboys.
You're going a little too far.
No, that's how I feel. Colby, take us a break before I get real mad.
Coming up next, we're going to do our picks against the spread, and I'll try and tell Tim where he's wrong at, but also to still be depressed because they're not as good as the 49ers. That's all coming up on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show. Hit the button, Tim!
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine. The Golf Bachelorette of the Month. The Golf Bachelor of the Month. The Golf Cart Girl of the Month. Golf History. Grip it and sip it. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hello, golf friends. It's IndyCar Tim from the Rough. I want to take just a minute here and tell you about our new friends over at Orca Golf. They make high-quality PGA Tour grade golf bags, and they're the best in the business. They're the real deal. They're the best bags I've ever seen. They even designed a bag for the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Head over to orca-golf.com and pick up a great bag from their catalog, or let them customize one just for you. You can use your own custom colors, your own logo, you name it. You work with actual designers, and nothing goes out without the approval of founder Erica Bennett. She's just brilliant. Visit orca-golf.com. That's orca-golf.com, and use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf, best choice in game.
Guys, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Are you experiencing low sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, and you just don't feel like you have the vitality you once had? You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. Do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional, targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Colby, I just saw one of the absolute funniest things I've ever seen in the history of televised sports.
Oh, so it wasn't Ace Ventura when nature calls?
That's not televised sports.
Okay.
So we inadvertently have the Liberty and Aces WNBA finals game on our back screen. It's kind of behind us, so we never really looked to see what's up there.
Oh, man, the Aces are kicking ass. It's 34-13.
34-13, 1 minute left in the first. I don't know, do they do halves or quarters? I don't even know.
Yep.
So, Colby, I was just glancing up, and I saw the black team. I'm talking about uniforms, not the skin
Aces?
color. Is that the Aces?
Yeah.
Throw up an air ball, a 15-foot jump ball that's an air ball from the elbow.
Man, basketball is hard.
So she throws an air ball. A chick under the basket on the other team on Liberty grabs it, pushes it up the court to another girl on the Liberty, who's in the same spot on the other end of the court, who also throws an air ball. Two consecutive air balls, one from each team in the finals game.
Well, there's a lot of pressure, Tim. A lot of pressure.
There's not, Colby, because no one's watching.
We were.
No one's watching. By the way, as we bring in our good friend, our guest picker of the week, Mr. Rob Thidoff, you can find him here on FanStream Sports at the Fighting Irish Daily Blitz, where he is usually injecting a little bit of pop culture, maybe some music, some old 80s TV shows, some movies. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Welcome to the show. I think it's your first time on our little show here, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Wow. Well, don't expect any more money in the chat.
Right.
Just saying.
You were talking about the Aces. I think there's about 2 Notre Dame ladies on the Aces. I know Jackie Young's on that team. Doing pretty good this year.
Well, I hope that wasn't her shot the air ball, because it looks, I literally watched 3 minutes of the game, and it was the most embarrassing product I've ever seen on television. It's terrible.
Are they in the finals right now, or?
This is game 2 of the finals.
Okay.
And it's 36-15 Aces, the 1 seed versus the 2 seed, whatever that means.
You know what that means?
Do women seed the same?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You sound awful sure of yourself.
I mean, yes.
I don't know that.
They egg differently. They seed the same.
All right, I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take that. Colby, do you have Big Red's picks up? Because he didn't call or anything. Can you pull that up on your phone?
Yes, I can pull that up on my phone.
As we go. So, Rob, the way this works.
Sure.
Let me try to get our production music going here, because I always seem to forget that.
You guys were really harsh on your Cowboys, too. I was a little surprised.
We're not our Cowboys, sir. We're not.
Well, you're not Cowboys fans?
It just sucks.
I don't know about that. Hey, you know what? Yes, we're Cowboys fans, but we're not annoying Cowboys fans. We're realistic Cowboys fans.
I mean, I'm pretty annoying sometimes.
That's the way well, Colby's a little more of a homer than me. I'm pretty much done with all of it. I might not even, if I didn't get paid to watch and write about Cowboys games, I might not watch another Cowboys game this year.
Yeah, he's a bandwagoner. He'll wait till they start getting good again.
No, I might just be done. I'm going to go Saints. Let's go Saints.
Okay, that's fine.
Derek Carr, future Hall of Famer.
Still no.
Damn it.
Are the
right.
Cowboys 3-2?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
and last place in the NFL at 3-2.
They suck.
So Rob, we picked 5 teams. I sent you all the games and the teams. And Colby, Rob's somewhat of a betting novice.
Okay.
So we may have to walk him through some of the picks and what it. So I had to go over with him, like, what the over under means and what the spread. Well, mainly spread, but I think he figured it out, right? After I explained it.
I think so.
All right, we'll walk you through it a little bit. So we picked 5 games. We picked the 3 primetime games, the Cowboys game, and a random NFC East game whenever the Cowboys are on prime time, which seems to be a lot, which isn't deserved. Then we'll go another NFC East game when we can. So the 5 games that we've got, we'll start with the first one, which is Thursday Night Football. I don't have our point totals here. It's on the other page, but
We'll find it.
So Colby, our totals, our guests this year have 31 points.
Uh-huh.
I've got 27.
Uh-huh.
Lance has 27.
Uh-huh.
Colby has 25.
So
last place picks first.
All right.
So Colby, who do you have? Broncos plus 10.5 at the Chiefs with your total of 48.5.
48.5. Okay, I'm going to go give me the Chiefs to cover that, and then give me the under.
KC and the Sunshine Band and the under.
Correct.
I will go next, and then we'll let you give Big Reds, and we'll let Rob go final since he technically leads with 31 points. I'm also going KC and the Sunshine Band, but I'm going over. I think the Chiefs might put up 50 on the Broncos or 100.
See, yeah, they might, but man, the Chiefs, even against, they haven't been putting up points, bud.
But they will against the Broncos.
Okay. All right.
Just telling you. What's Big Red's picks since he's absent this week?
He has the Denver to cover the spread. And
she was here for me to make fun of.
And he has an arrow pointing up, but the total being 47. So I'm going to go with he's going with the over.
He's going over. Yeah, well, he gets over. So, Rob, what do you think about the Broncos plus 10.5 at the Chiefs?
Well, Denver's a pretty bad team this year, and I agree with you, Tim. I'm going KC with the over.
KC and the over. By the way, either Sean Payton is going to ruin Russell Wilson's career, or Russell Wilson is going to ruin Sean Payton's career. I'm not sure which is going to happen first.
Russell Wilson's going to ruin Sean Payton's career because Russell Wilson's career was already ruined before Sean Payton got there.
That's true. Nathaniel Hackett ruined.
Yeah. He just couldn't.
Wilson's career.
Hack it.
He couldn't hack it. God, dang it. You beat me to it. You get a rim job for that.
Gross.
All right.
Stay away from my butt.
We going mudding, Colby?
No.
Commanders plus 2.5 at the Filthy Falcons.
Ooh.
With a total of 41.5. Now, this is 2 teams. Sometimes the Falcons look good when Desmond Ridder can remember how to throw a football.
Right.
And sometimes they look really bad when he doesn't know how to hold a ball. Like he looks like he's never played football before.
Well, it recently looked good again against the Texans as they marched back, even though, man,
he did.
The quarterback for the Texans is looking damn good. So
CJ Stroud.
Mm-hmm. But give me the Falcons.
All right.
I actually think they're going to win this game because Riverboat Ron doesn't know how to do stuff anymore.
Dude, talk about somebody whose star has fallen so far.
And I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair, but I don't know if it's that low, so I'm going to go ahead and take the over.
Atlanta and the over 41.5. I will go. I'm going commando.
Okay.
As I pick the Falcons.
What?
I'm going commando as I pick the Falcons.
But you're that doesn't make. Go ahead.
I just took my underwear off, so I'm going commando.
All right.
As I take the Falcons, and I'm going to take the under.
All right, then.
Because I see like a Falcons win 9-3. And last time I checked, 12 was less than 41.5.
You're correct.
I might have to get the calculator out, but I'm going to roll with that.
Break off your shoes.
What was Big Red's pick?
Big Red's going with the command skins and the under.
Under the command skins.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What does RPT say?
I'm going with Atlanta. It's really tough for the over and under. I will do. Let's do over.
And you said Atlanta?
Yeah, Atlanta.
Atlanta and the under. So Rob's on par with me, which means we're both probably going to lose. We have for game 3 Sunday at 3:25 Central. The Eagles -6.5 at the New York Aaron Rodgers-less Jets. That was going to be a disaster anyway. It's probably good he got hurt.
Well, no, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers were there, that'd be a different story.
You think they'd still be good? Because their defense is terrible now.
I don't think the defense is terrible. I think they lost a lot of their heart because their quarterback left. But I think they gain it back. So go ahead and give me the Jets because I hate the Eagles so much. I don't even want to say
the
that.
New York Jets and the 41.5 point total.
Yeah, give me the gross.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross. Crap. I don't know if either. You know what? F it. Give me the over. I'll just lose all week.
The Jets and the over for Colbras. Unapproved nickname.
Yeah.
I've got the Philadelphia Eagles, and I've got the over. What about Big Red?
Big Red has the Eagles.
Okay.
And the under.
All right. What about RPT Halloween Lover?
I think it's an easy win for the Eagles, but it's going to be under.
Oh, wow. All right. The filthy Eagles. God, I hate the Eagles so much. Even their uniforms piss me off. Their colors, everything about that team. Their stadium.
Right.
Their city, their women.
The fact that their helmets look like somebody unfolded a panty liner.
They're so gross. Like tampons have wings. So do the Eagles.
That's right.
Ooh, you guys are harsh.
Well, they're the Eagles. They're gross. That's like you talking about Ohio State or USC.
Yeah. Or the Browns or the Ravens.
Or the Browns. Wait, what's your NFL affiliation? I don't know that I ever knew.
Steelers.
Gotta let them on the show anyway.
Uh-huh.
What is it with people from up there liking the Steelers?
Columbus is a big Steeler fan base. I think a lot of that happened once the Browns left, and they never televised the Bengals games around here in the mid-'90s. It was mostly Steeler game. So I think people just kind of fell in love with the Steelers like in the mid to late 90s and even after the Browns came back.
Gross. Go Johnny Manziel, future Hall of Famer.
No.
Sunday Night Football, boys. We have the Giants plus 14.5.
Still not enough.
At the Bills, who desperately need a quarterback.
Do you think?
With a total of 45.5, not a Josh Allen guy. I think he'll be out of the league in 3 years.
I don't know about all that right now, bud.
Colby, what do you say?
Go ahead and give me. I'll pay the Bills.
Okay.
And you know what? I think they'll score more than 45 themselves. So give me the give me the over.
From what I understand, Daniel Jones will not be playing.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
He's been on the injury report this week for the Gigantics.
Yeah, I was going to stick with it, but they have a lot better chance to actually do something now that they got that piece of trash out of their stadium.
I am going Giants because I think the spirit of Daniel Jones will lead this team to victory.
If the spirit's still there, the stink's still on the team, and they're not going anywhere.
They're going to win one for the Dan. No. Win one for the Danner. Not to steal an Irish reference. Sorry, Rob.
They're all going to go play the Danjo.
They're all going to go.
Is that his new nickname?
Danjo.
The Danjo?
Oh, God, that'd be awesome. That's what they're going to put on his Hall of Fame bust. Danjo. Yeah, I've got the Giants. And I've got the under.
All right.
What about Big Redness? Big absent red.
He has the Giants. And he has the over.
Of course he does. He hates everything that's good in life.
He loves the Giants.
He does like sometimes those things.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the wet. Rob, what's your pick?
I think this is the easiest one. We're going Buffalo with the over.
Wham!
RPT says Buffalo in the overture. And then finally, boys, we have your Colby Sapp Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And whoever they're going to find to play quarterback on Sunday or Monday, I'm sorry.
It's still Dak Prescott.
Probably somebody off the street.
I mean,
what if they were still in contact with Steve Pallure?
I don't think so.
Kind of shape you think Danny White's in right now?
Not good.
Do you think 75-year-old Roger Staubach could suit up and play better than Dak Prescott right now?
No.
I would say yes.
Yeah, I understand.
Is
No.
Eddie LeBaron still alive?
No, the Red Baron?
Eddie LeBaron or Don Meredith?
No.
What about Steve Berline from Notre Dame? He was a Cowboy for a
He
while.
was a Cowboy. He won a Super Bowl actually for us, kind of
Actually,
in a roundabout way.
My dad's favorite quarterback.
I didn't know Berline was a Notre Dame head.
Yep.
He was a, what do they call them? Dome heads?
Yep, you got it.
I thought I just made that up.
Yeah.
Chrome dome or gold domes, right?
Yeah, you're just over there giving him dome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, you guys need to be wearing those green jerseys more. Those are freaking awesome. And I hate Notre Dame.
But we lose in them. That's the problem.
Exactly. I know. How'd that Louisville game work out for you guys?
Awful. It's just pathetic.
What are your thoughts against USC?
I picked us to win, but no logic to it. I just have a gut feeling. I said 28-21, but absolutely just a gut feeling. That's all I can go off that. I can't do any analysis or.
Is that in South Bend or LA?
South Bend. We're actually 2.5-point favorites.
Oh. Well, they don't have a quarterback at USC, so it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
They got Justin Fields playing quarterback at USC.
I mean, if I was
Pretty good
betting, I would probably say USC, but there's just this feeling I have. But then I think we could win this and then lose to Clemson. So,
God, if y'all lose
one
to
of those
Clemson,
weird
the
games I have a
season's
feeling about. But
over. Y'all lose to Clemson, the season's over.
Yeah.
Just shut down the podcast.
Yeah.
Although, even when they lose, his videos get like 8 times more views than anybody else. So
True.
we probably need to keep him on board.
Yeah.
I think the haters like him more.
Yeah, right. How about Cowboys -2.5?
Well, gee, Tim,
At the Chargers.
I wonder what I'm going to pick.
49.5 point total, Colby. Is this the week you bet against your Cowboys?
I'm not.
So you're going Dallas.
Yeah.
Over or under 49.5?
What do you think I'm about to say, Tim?
You're going over because you think Dak's the guy.
Dallas in the over.
Jesus Christ. This is why Colby's in last place, Rob.
Okay.
Probably.
You know what? I'm going the other way. Because they have an actual future Hall of Famer on the Chargers side. They just don't have an offensive coordinator or a head coach.
Okay.
Brandon Staley is a joke.
Uh-huh.
Kellen Moore is a joke.
Sure about that, bud.
And they will do nothing under either one of those guys. And poor Justin Herbert's wasting his career. I've got the Chargers, and I've got the under. I'm thinking like a 20-2 Chargers win.
I'd like everybody to know that keeps an eye on these things, that you now are in luck, Cowboys fans, because the thing has happened. I, of course, went with my normal pick of Dallas and the over, which that's hit or miss. Actually, more hits than misses.
Meh.
Because of the Cowboys win rate the last couple of seasons.
Meh.
But the Big Red, and by the way, if you don't like Big Red, then fuck you.
Yep.
Is going with the Chargers and the under. The same as Tim on the Cowboys game, which means get ready for Victory Monday night.
Yeah, I might be in trouble here. RPT, don't call me Rob.
Okay. In my experience, usually the Cowboys win when it's not expected, and then they lose when they should win. Answer me this, though. Didn't the Chargers and Cowboys play last year in LA, and the Cowboys won?
That was 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they wouldn't be playing in consecutive years in the same state.
Okay. So I'm going to go Chargers under.
Chargers and the under. Damn it. Well, you're in trouble because me and Big Red both have that. So Colby might get all the points this week.
But like I said, usually when the Cowboys are not expected to win, that's when they win. And then when they're expected to lose, when they're expected to lose, they win. And when they expect to win, they lose. That's what I meant to say.
They just never win.
I mean, except for there's been 12 wins both the previous 2 seasons.
Think they're getting to 12 this year?
I called they would. So.
I know you did.
So
if stand by that?
Yeah, why would I move away?
Okay.
I mean, I'm pissed off and I want them to change things and hopefully they listen to me and change things, but we'll see.
That's fine. You can stick by it. I don't care.
I mean, come hell or high water, I'm still a Cowboys fan, so and I'm going to fan like I fan, which is fan very optimistically. So, the rest of y'all can, shut up, or just Tim.
Just me.
I mean, do both of you want Trey Lance at quarterback now, or what do you want at QB?
Well, I think that's been the plan all along.
Tim has been anti-Dak Prescott since he first got here.
I have not, dude. I was the biggest supporter of him to get paid.
You were the biggest supporter of him when he was coming in and replacing Tony Romo because
No, you don't remember anything correctly.
I mean, I do.
Dak was great before the leg injury, and even more so before the calf injury. But that calf injury he suffered against the Patriots 2 years ago, dude, he has never been the same since, and he's not good.
You were on the not good before.
He can't run. He can't read defenses, and he can barely throw the ball. So, yes, give me Trey Lance. I just want to see. But, no, I think that's the plan all along. That's why they got Trey Lance, but I don't think that's happening until after 2024 when their cap hit on Dak is only like $31 million instead of $61 million.
Yeah, isn't that going to kill them in the next couple of years, that contract of his?
Yep, just like most contracts do.
Yeah. That's what killed us with Ben Roethlisberger the last 3 to 4 years. Couldn't sign anybody.
He was never good, though. I don't know why y'all paid him anything.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
Gross. That's ridiculous.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Now, I'll tell you somebody who is a Hall of Famer, RPT, and you got about 3 minutes here.
Okay.
That's Jamie Lee Curtis. Woo! She's a Hall of Famer in my book.
Is it true that she's got both sets of plumbing?
And she does not, sir.
Okay.
She is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my entire life, even to this day.
Hey, man, I'm not saying she's not pretty. I'm just asking because it's always been a thing.
I mean, I've never been down there.
All right.
But so you just went on a little excursion I wanted you to talk about real quick because it's very, very interesting.
Sure. It was the Halloween 45th anniversary convention out in Pasadena, California. Oh, so nice. Every 5 years, they started it in 2003 with the 25th. And every 5 years, they just have another convention. And this year, a lot of people said, well, wait till the 50th. But not to sound morbid, people wanted to get out there for the 45th because a lot of these actors are getting up there in age.
Right.
Dick Warlock's, I think, 85. Tom Atkins is 87. Nick Castle, I think, is going to be 80. John Carpenter, who did make a guest appearance, he didn't sign autographs or take any pictures. He'll be 80. So I'm thinking some of these people will be gone in 5 years. So that's why this was the biggest ever for this convention. It's more or less like a Comic-Con for Halloween fans.
Right.
And met a ton of people, probably got 26, 27 autographs with their picture, selfie. Went to all the movie sites, which was pretty cool. It was exhausting, though. This first time I went to a convention like that, and people told me you'd be exhausted. One, for the time change, going out to California, then coming back to Ohio. But during the tours, you just can't park in those residential areas because they're so small. So you had to park off site and then walk. I think that Friday, people checked their Fitbits, and we probably walked anywhere between 10 to 12 miles that day. And then another day, we walked probably another 5 miles. And then standing in line to get autographs, that's another thing. And I'll show, if you guys can see this right here.
I'm checking it out.
I kind of nerded out to the nth degree. Can you guys see this right here?
Yeah.
Have you seen Halloween 3 ever?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this is, like I said, Tom Atkins. He's 87. I think he's going to turn 88 pretty soon. This is the action figure. There's only 1,000 of these made. They only sold them at the convention. You only could get 2 at a time. And I don't like to hoard stuff, so I just bought one. So this was $60. Autograph was then $62. He personalized it to me. Then it says "Stop it," like what he's saying at the end of Halloween 3 before the TV comes on for the kids to get killed. But I don't know if you can see this, but it's got a Miller Lite can, like, because he was drinking that beer. And then this looks like a Heineken, but I don't think he drank Heineken in the movie. But right now, people are, I don't know if you can see this. This is $251 out of 1,000.
Nice.
But I will never, I mean, I'm going to keep mine for a while. But right now on eBay, they're selling for about $1,000. People are selling them. Yeah.
Dude. Okay, so I did not know this, that we were going to walk in and you being a big Halloween head. So I now have to ask, because they've been coming out with new movies and trying to extend the storyline, and they've had some backtracks on what we thought was one movie was going to be there, and then like a family orientation, and they went through and didn't have that now again. My kids love the Halloween movies, which maybe just show you how good of a parent or bad of one that I am.
Excellent parent.
And
here I got this too.
Oh, nice.
Trying to get the 45th right there.
So, do you have any thoughts on the newer movies that have been coming out? Are they on track? Do they feel like they need to be there? I mean, I love what they're doing with the crowd versus Mike Myers and stuff like that, and then the whole battle with Jamie Lee Curtis and him. But what are your thoughts on just the newer current version of the Halloween movies?
I mean, the last trilogy or the new trilogy, there were some good moments, but to me, it was a ton of missed opportunities. I think the best made of the ones where, even though I didn't like it at the time, was the first one. It's not a great Halloween movie, but it's a decent Halloween movie. But missed opportunities. The second one, that flashback scene they had to 1978, they knocked it out of the park.
Right.
The rest of the movie I just thought was shit. It was a lot of the evil dies tonight, a lot of overacting. That's the one with Anthony Michael Hall, who I met at the conference. He was pretty cool.
Oh, sweet. He's my hero.
Yeah. Got to meet Anthony
Farmer
Michael
Ted.
Hall. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But then the third one, that's kind of like what the Halloween 3 was back in 82. People hated it because Michael Myers wasn't in it, but now it has a cult following the last, 41 years. It's got that cult following, and that's some of the people's one of its favorites. To me, if they had spun off the series to make a new type of Michael Myers with, Corey Cunningham, who I met at the convention too, I think that would have been the way to go. But if you just take that movie as itself, as its own movie, Halloween Ends, I really like it. But as ending to the trilogy, awful. I mean, Michael Myers really wasn't in the movie until the second half of the, I think it was you had to go about 40 minutes into the movie before you actually saw Michael Myers really do his thing. But to tell you the truth, what I would like them to see them do is just do either a remake of Halloween 3 or a sequel to Halloween 3. Season of the Witch, the one with Mr. Tom Atkins here, Dallas. Because I think right now Michael Myers needs to breathe a little. We've had 3 films in 5 years. What else can you really do with it now? Rob Zombie tried to remake it. I hated his movies, but I will say he tried to make it his own. I think we just kind of need a break from Michael Myers, then somehow reinvent that maybe 10 to 15 years later.
Okay.
I would focus right now on Season of the Witch. But I met Malik Akkad, who's now the head of everything. His dad, Mustafa Akkad, was the executive producer that started all this. And he told us we should know something by Halloween what they're going to do. But they are going to do something within the next year or two. We just don't know what. But he said they're going to do something again.
Nice.
I think my favorite Michael Myers movie is probably either Austin Powers or Shrek.
I knew you were going to throw the monkey wrench in, and I kind of figured out where you were going even before you opened your mouth.
I like them better in those.
So now I will be honest, as soon as the movie were to come out, I was like, all right, cool. Cause it's about that time of year. It's usually right when it's scary movie time.
Oh yeah.
And I'm that guy that as soon as I realized Michael Myers wasn't in the movie, my brain would shut down and be like, okay, then why call it Halloween?
Right. That was the problem too. It should have just been called Season of the Witch. And this was pre-internet, so you're going into that movie pretty blind.
Yes.
Expecting Michael Myers. So that's why I think there was so much backlash. Had that come out today, you're going to know pretty much what it's about before you even go in there, with social media and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, I think, like I said, my timeline is 1, 2, and 4, and then 3 as itself. And those are my top 4 movies right there. But once Halloween 5 happened with that whole Curse of the Thorn and the Man in Black, it just went way off to left field. And then they screwed up. So then they had to create just ignore these movies. And then we'll go to H2O. It's like choose your own adventure type books. And then you got the Rob Zombie, which I will more power to him. He made it his own, but I just don't like it. He tried to explain too much. It was a white trash family, and the more you do not know about Michael Myers, the better. That to me is what makes it scary.
It does make it scary. Now, I do like some of the tidbits of information they've thrown out throughout it. Some of it. I don't need it all, but just a little bit more in depth to kind of add to the legend of him, and then back off a little bit. And more than they gave too much away, just like you said.
Yeah.
So, by the way, am I proving to you, Tim, that I'm just an all-around nerd in just about everything?
I already knew that.
Okay. All right.
I did.
Oh yeah, like I said, I really went all out with this action figure, and Like I said, I just turned 48 years old, but I'm still into these action figures. So,
oh man, well, there's a Voltron in there in this.
Yeah, you ought to see Colby's collection.
But I say the best, one of the best things. I mean, the whole convention was great, but the last night, since I was a VIP, I was able to do drinks with Atkins. So the bar in Halloween 3, which is now not the same bar, but it looks exactly like the bar when they made it in 82. They have all the paintings in there. It looks exactly the same. So each of us, it was 2 buses, 60 people a bus. And you ended up going to the bar. He's from Pittsburgh, Tom Atkins. So I wore my Steeler hoodie. And usually you just get in there. They say, take a quick picture, get your drink, and we got to get out of here in about an hour. Well, I had that Steeler jersey on, and that's when the Steelers got annihilated by the Texans, I think, that day. And he's like, Matt Canada needs to be fired. Mike Tomlin's on his last straw with me. And I actually ended up talking to him a little bit longer than the others, which was kind of cool. But you got your picture taken with him, had a drink, and then in the background, they had Halloween 3 playing. So it was just cool to be in that same area, pretty much the same bar, drinking a drink with Tom Atkins, getting your picture taken. And yeah, that's Sierra Madre. That's a nice area, but wow, the houses out there. I mean, they're a good, probably $700 to $1 million just for an average.
There's a good treasure over the Sierra Madre.
What?
The Treasure? Y'all never saw that movie?
No.
The Treasure of the Sierra Madre?
You asking me if I ever saw a movie called The Treasure of the Sierra Madre?
It's like one of the classic Hollywood movies of all time.
I don't know.
All right, well, I've had enough of y'all. Two questions, Rob, real quick.
Sure.
Favorite Halloween movie of all time? I know you just kind of rattled them down.
Oh, Halloween 1978 for sure.
Okay, the first one.
Well, Halloween 2 is a damn good. I kind of compare it to this. Jaws. My 2 favorite movies are Jaws and The Shawshank Redemption, like 1A. But Jaws and its sequel, Jaws 2, I mean, the first sequel, that's a pretty good compliment. Halloween and Halloween 2 are very similar to Jaws and Jaws 2 with their sequels. It's not as good, but it's a damn good follow-up. Right. But as I always said, my timeline's 1, 2, and 4. I'll probably say the most rewatchable, though, where I can just get in it and how can I say this? Not just rewatchable, but even though it's not as good as Halloween 1, I'd probably watch that first. It's Halloween 4 because that's the first one I saw in the theater. It's a little bit not as dated as the other 2 that I like, and it's just got that cold chill in the air. It's like you can just feel
it coming in the air tonight.
In the air. It's Halloween season type. Danielle Harrison, I met her at the Halloween convention. But yeah, that to me is the most rewatchable, but still 1 and 2 to me are better movies, at least better made, I should say.
And then final question, 64-year-old Jamie Lee Curtis right now today.
Okay.
She flaked out on us. Yeah, I didn't mention that. She was supposed to be there. It was here. I'll say real quick. I'll say this. We were told prior to her winning the Oscar, she was a yes, not just a yes, just to attend, but to sign autographs as well. But then she won the Oscar, and then she was a maybe. And then John Carpenter made a surprise appearance not this past Sunday, but the Sunday I was out there. He didn't sign. He didn't, take individual pictures, but he talked to us for 30 minutes at an auditorium. She was supposed to be there too. She backed out that day or the day before because something about the Screen Actors Guild strike. But then a week later, she presented an award for the Deborah Hill, who was the producer in the earlier ones, who died of cancer in 2005. But she presented the Deborah Strode scholarship, which is still kind of a SAG thing. So we're not buying the SAG excuse that she gave. So, I mean, like I said, I would love to still get a picture with her. Don't get me wrong. But I think it was kind of shitty to kind of flake out on us. So what you're saying
is that no.
You wouldn't copulate with her just because she flaked out on the...
No.
Oh man,
I think she's a trap, but she's not on my list. She's no Margot Robbie. She's no Margot Robbie, Elizabeth Banks.
Well, no. But she's famous, and kind of like Colby and I talk all the time, like Oprah Winfrey. She disgusts me as a human being to look at and to listen to talk.
But
yes, I would.
We would love to enter the party, and as we're walking in, go, by the way, just banged Oprah.
Yeah,
that's a party starter right
there. He's like, whatever, y'all
y'all done left me over here.
All right, Rob, we got your picks down. We'll be watching football this weekend. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
At P Thidoff on the X, not Twitter anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Stupid. That's it. That's all you got. You're not on Facebook or?
Oh yeah, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, which I never use, but yeah, you can find me on Facebook.
Are you on the Threads yet? You got to be on Threads, man.
Nobody
I didn't know what that is.
I'm on Threads. Everyone's on Threads now.
I mean, I'm on Threads, but nobody's on Threads.
Threads is the new Twitter that was started by Facebook.
That nobody uses.
Oh, really? Oh.
Dude, there's like 80 million users on Threads now.
Yeah,
I never heard of it.
They're not bot. There's no bots on Threads. That's the whole thing about it. You
Is
never
it-
heard of Threads?
No.
Yeah, you can only do it on your phone. It's not. They don't have a desktop version. Just look for the Threads. It's basically Twitter, but without all the Twitter BS.
But is it just like at you just put at P Thidoff on that too, or?
It's got the ats, and they don't do hashtags either.
Oh,
You can't do hashtags.
Yeah,
But they're going to pretty soon because I talked them into it.
Uh-huh.
So that's
You guys
where we
want
are.
to
All
see
right.
something real quick though? Real quick
Yeah.
again? Real quick.
I think that shit has sailed.
Uh-huh.
Here's another. Only 100 of these were made. I'm surprised it didn't sell out. But you see the shot glasses?
Nice.
I want to see you do a shot out of it. Do a shot.
That
And there's the Buccaneer.
Show shot.
Tampa.
And then
Tampa.
the Witch. And then the
Of course. The jack-o'-lantern.
He needs to do a show shot.
Uh-uh.
Oh, I got my Invisalign in, so I can't.
Oh, damn it.
I would
got
though.
my-
I would.
I've got like 2 news and note stories I'd sure love to do.
Yep. All right, Rob. We're going to cut you loose so Colby can be more him.
And just X out of here. Don't shut down.
Yeah, just X out of your browser. Don't hit the red button.
Okay. Cool.
All right, later. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Appreciate you. Thanks for coming
Bye.
on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Mhm.
There he goes. Rob Thidoff, host of the Irish Daily Blitz, Krieg, on FanStream Sports. So Colby's got some news and notes.
I do.
If I can get there, give me just a minute. I'm all news and notes out here. Jesus. And people wonder why he can't do an 8-minute podcast.
I mean, I don't want
I mean, we don't really wonder. We love his content though.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, RTP FMIC
KEY
KEY.
MOUSE.
Thank you for making it sound good. News and notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Did you forget what you did?
And by God, I found it.
I'm drinking, not you.
Let's go to, well, hell, we're also going to Miami Springs Charter School. Can you bring the music down a little bit? I feel like I'm yelling.
What?
Huh? So, where 4th graders are having to receive counseling because a teacher showed them a Winnie the Pooh film.
Winnie the Pooh, huh?
Yeah, as a teacher decided, Michelle Diaz, who told CBS Miami that her 4th grade twins were shown a nearly 30 minutes of Winnie the Pooh, Honey and Blood, a horror film featuring childhood favorite Winnie the Pooh. The twist being that he's a homicidal maniac. What?
Is he still a bear?
Yes, he's everything, and he just loves killing people.
And he's out slashing like Tigger and Piglet and all that, or is he
Yes.
killing actual humans?
No, he's like slashing Eeyore and
Christopher Robin?
Robin.
I want to see this.
The Academy of Innovative Educational officials told
made
the
up.
outlet that the students exposed to the film were connected with a mental health counselor.
Oh, Jesus.
The movie, which came out this year and received a 3% score on Rotten Tomatoes, that's not good.
No.
They were given now. Here's the thing: the movie, which shows a deranged Pooh and Piglet on a killing spree.
Oh, God, he had an accomplice.
The film hit theaters after the characters Pooh, Piglet, Kangaroo, Al, Eeyore, and Christopher Robin hit the public domain. So they became public domain, so everybody could use these characters.
Oh, we can use them.
Yes.
For what?
So what happened was this teacher was like, man, I got to cover some time for a little bit, and just looked up on the internet like Winnie the Pooh show.
Holy crap.
Didn't
And that's
look
what
at-
she watched.
Didn't look at anything else and just hit play and like walked out of the room for 30 minutes. Because, you know, if she was in there for that 30 minutes, she would have been like, uh-oh, whoops.
It just left.
She just left. probably had to go take care of things or get a coffee or just not be in the room with the fourth graders for a little bit. I understand. So, but the fact that this movie exists now makes me want to go find this movie. And also then watch 30 minutes of it and see if I'm going to need counseling.
Well, we won't need counseling.
No.
But when my kids watch it, they might.
Yeah. Can you imagine sitting there in school and like your teacher's like, hey, I got to leave out, but here's Winnie the Pooh for you. And you're like, cool.
Oh, my gosh.
You can never look at Winnie the Pooh the same again as him and Piglet just go on a slasher fest.
Dude, I might be in.
So there's that. And then we'll go from there to Dearborn Heights as a man accused of masturbating in public.
Wasn't me.
Okay. Allegedly had methamphetamines and a cucumber with him when he was arrested by Dearborn Heights police.
I mean, we've all been there.
The 45-year-old Dearborn Heights man is one of 3 men who were seen masturbating in the town within a week. I don't know.
They could identify all 3.
Yeah, right? It's unclear what he was doing with the cucumber. Are you sure?
Well, he just hadn't started yet.
Right. But he was the only suspect who's been arrested because the rest of them got away.
Because they didn't have a cucumber to tag along.
Or they also weren't messed up on meth enough. Or methed up.
They were methed up. Colby, does it describe the cucumber?
No, it doesn't.
Like size-wise, circumference, diameter?
Tell me if it was a European cucumber.
Or an African? Australian cucumber?
Yeah, it's because he had it down under.
Or he was about to. He was about to, eh?
Right. But I just had to read this story because of that. And also, I mean, the fact that they found the cucumber means he hadn't started yet because they realized later after a search that he had a cucumber. Then there you go.
Well, they were unsure what he was going to do with it.
Right.
So
he was all messed up and couldn't find the slot that it goes in.
He wanted to go mudding with the cucumber.
Right.
But he didn't yet.
Could you imagine if you went ahead and went mudding with the cucumber and then the cucumber snapped off because it was good and crisp cucumber?
Got to use the dull ones.
Right.
That don't break. I mean, I've heard.
Yeah. Or just
wait, how? Let me put this PG-13. What are you doing with the cucumber so vigorously that it breaks off in your butt?
I mean,
or how tight is your butt, Mark?
Here's the thing about this whole story, and this is I put myself in this place to where you're a cop, right? You get a call, you need to go out because public indecency, right? And you show up, lights are on, headlights hit a dude that is methed up, so he's already gyrating and shaking and everything else like that, and he's got a hold of his outdoor plumbing, and he's just jerking for butter, and he's just got a cucumber in the other hand. Is that when you just go ahead and say, I think I'm done for this shift?
I mean, I let him finish. I'll probably get out the camera, start videoing it.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
show
that.
my friends what kind of my job is. This is my job, Colby.
I'm not doing that, but I'm also at that point is when, man, I came out here to protect and serve the public.
Oh, they got like dash cams and stuff.
Right.
Yes.
So, but just it's like if you were, like a maid of a hotel and you just walk into the room that somebody just let fly with the diarrhea butt just everywhere.
Or the other side.
That's the moment you quit. This is the moment for the cop where he's like, man, protect and serve the public, chase down bad guys and catch thieves and catch murderers and all that. But no, I've got to deal with, effing Phil over here.
F-I-L-L, Phil.
That's just polishing the bishop in public, holding a cucumber, just methed out of his mind. That's the point.
That's what you get for living in Dearborn Heights, Michigan.
Right. You may want to move because that was the third guy that was spotted in Dearborn that was that had Wang out.
Maybe you head over to Grosse Pointe.
Right. So I read this story because I just want to tell you the title. By the way, this person had to have just been elated the fact that they got to write the headline for this article because it was man caught masturbating in public, had meth, a cucumber.
That's every journalist's dream headline right there.
You know you're going to have fun writing that story just because of the headline.
Wow.
So there you go. And that's news and notes, everybody.
Wow, Colby, that was worth every minute we waited for it. I wish you had 10 more like it. We'd go late. We already went late, didn't we?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Rob, and Halloween. We are the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim show right here on Fan Stream Sports. I'm IndyCar Tim. That is Colby Sapp with the cucumber. We will be back on Monday with another Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim show. All things being equal, we'll be back. Until then, boys and girls, we'll see you.